I have been always attracted, fascinated in my research by the artists I name pioneers who invent or reinvent their art. Claude and François-Xavier Lalanne definitely are part of this category of artists who created their own medium of art, who created a new world. And that's the first meaning of the title of this exhibition, Planète Lalanne.
We have taken a wonderful, slightly falling down Venetian palazzo. We have now filled it up with works by Claude and François Lalanne, coming from my collection, from the collection of the family, and from various other friends and collectors around the world who have loved their work, who have lived with their work either for years or for even generations. I always wanted to do something in an old house because what's great fun is living with their art. As François always told me, you needed a kind of yin and a yang of the useful and the useless. And here in the show, we have a very good mixture of both the useful, e.g. the bed behind me, and the useless, the sheep I'm sitting on.
One of the main statements of Planète Lalanne exhibition is to emphasize beyond the unicity of les Lalanne, the singularity of each body of work. Claude Lalanne was working in a very intuitive way, and she will improvise around a form, around an idea, and then the sculpture will come step by step. Unlike François-Xavier, will draw, paint, calculate, think a lot about the concept before to go into the realization. And the two together create the world of the artist. I wanted those two sides for an exhibition. On one hand, to be able to sit on an artwork, because this is the poetical, fundamental basis and statement of the Lalanne's works. As François-Xavier said, to sit on an artwork, make it more familiar. And on the other hand, to understand the complexity and the singularity of each of them, Claude and François-Xavier, and how their two ways of making art create a synthesis which is a perfect world. What is a retrospective? It is the concept to try to give to see to the visitors both the process of creation of the artists, but also the diversity of their creation through a huge career the Lalanne had. You can see the variety of scales, of mediums, stone, bronze. You can see the diversity of thematic, from the mythology to the vegetal world to the animal world. The originality of les Lalanne and the disruptive statement of pioneer artists they were was to desacralize the artwork and to make it not only an object to see, but an object to use. And so I think that to really understand the Lalanne's works, you have to inhabit with the Lalanne's works. But that is the deep originality and the revolution, in a way, of the Lalanne's into the contemporary art history.
Over the years, les Lalanne have exhibited. They have done various shows in very chic places, but never have they done a show in a magical Venetian palazzo like this palazzo. It's on a different scale and a different level to any other show, and therein lies exactly what the Lalanne would have loved. They loved the imperfection, but the immediate charm of sitting in a slightly imperfect place where everything's a little bit old and crumbling, just like their studio and their house in the countryside of France. And that is why I believe this show is truly magical.